Hey everybody, this is Niko, host coming to you live with Island Talk. I'm here with my man Dylan out in Minnesota. Dylan, what's up?
Hey, what's up? I had to change chairs for a second. How's it going,
Changing
everybody?
chairs, you got a whole new scenery back there. You went from shit mountain to whatever the heck that is.
It's a
That's a
it's a bookcase full of Santa Clauses.
That
yeah,
was I
that's a
can tell those were
cool.
cows or what those were.
Lots of
Dan,
Santa, lots of
up in
Santa.
Canada. What's up, Dan?
I definitely don't have as many Santa Clauses in my basement as Dylan does. Look at that collection.
That's an impressive collection, mildly terrifying collection.
Thank you, thank you.
Uh, but Dan, you what happened to your head? It's terrifying.
Uh, One of those creepy Santa dolls came into my room when I was sleeping and cut it off. So
In need of I don't know if they're really in need of hair, but they're definitely covered in that sense of the
they
word.
make their creepy little elf gifts out of it.
Yeah,
So
so they make their toys out of.
That's I'm just gonna try to not think about that.
yeah, moving
Um,
on.
moving on, back to Survivor. So first things first, as a slacking host, I have yet still to tally up the points from last week. I haven't had a chance to
Oh,
rewatch the episode due to work, so I'm planning on rewatching it tomorrow after I get home from work before tomorrow night's episode and just going through and doing a confessional count. I can't seem to find a confessional count online for this week's episode. Um, so I'm just gonna have to go through and watch it and do it myself, which it's tedious. So I will have that by our Thursday episode, probably. So with that, we're gonna jump into our Week 3 power rankings. If you're following us live, at the moment I know I'm speaking to no one as we have a current 0 viewers, so that's awesome. Uh,
Yay!
Yay! But so with that, if you are following us at some point, leave your comments in the comment section below. You can shoot us a message on Twitter. The Q&A is open in this chat. So if you're following us in here, send us a question. And if for some reason we do end up with a viewer by the end of the episode, we will answer your questions, tweets, comments, whatever, or we'll just give you a shout out if we can. So with that, we will jump into the power rankings really quick. Last week, Shireen went home. I can't remember what you guys had. Who had Shireen higher? I think Dylan. Did you have Shireen higher?
Yeah, like I had her lower ranked than Dan did, so
Lower ranked. Okay. So you won the week.
I did.
You won the week. All right. But I think Dan. I think when we were counting it out, I think Dan was ahead by a couple points because you had Vetus like number 2 when he got voted out.
Yeah, that was a
Um,
mistake. That
yeah,
was kind of a mistake, but it's okay.
so I think Dan's got about a 2 point lead on you. I'll have to relook at that after the podcast. Um, so with that, let's look at our number 1 person on the board. Dylan, I'll start with you. Who do you think is the safest this week?
All right, so this is the start of my gamer tier. Again, I'm back with the tiers. Each tier is 3 people this week, just because it worked out nicely. 6 tiers of 3 in honor of the 3 tribes, and the first person in the gamer tier is Tasha, my main girl Tasha.
Asha. All right, well, talk me through it.
Yeah, kind of similar to the reason why I had her ranked first at the beginning of the game. This is kind of a game reset, so a lot of people I had ranked high in the beginning of the game. I have back me to the top, mixed up a little bit, but Tasha's strong female, so unlikely to be targeted by a tribe looking to stay strong after a loss in this 3 tribe battle. Has some good connections with people from her old tribe, so hopefully she can renew those connections. And yeah, I don't think she's not gonna be someone to get voted out. Again, I'm back to that old school philosophy of either the first boot of this reset is gonna be a weak player or a really strong player, and Tasha's right in the middle, so I don't think she's gonna be targeted.
All right, cool. Dan, I do not have your power rankings visually in front of me, so yours are all going to be a surprise for me, so this should be fun. Dan,
uh,
who is number 1 atop your power rankings this week?
Me and Dylan didn't talk about this. I got the same person, Tasha Fox.
Nice.
All
I think
right.
I had her around the top. I don't have tiers, but I kind of had a strategy when doing my rankings, and it was mostly due to this swap that we know is coming up. So that kind of threw the whole doing a rankings for a little bit of a loop. Uh, So, yeah, I don't want to say too much. I think Dylan covered it well. Let's go on to number 2.
All right, so with that, Dan, you want to just jump into your number 2 then?
Yep, and I'll kind of reveal my little ranking strategy. I thought
Alright.
after a swap, I have a lot of the weaker players and people that might be not in too good of spots, kind of being safe at least for the first time after this swap here. In my head, I think like you see 10 of bigger threats being the first one out after a swap or a shake up in the game. I think something similar is going to happen. So I got Monica Padilla, who said nothing this whole season, as the second safest person going into
Alright.
week 3.
Yeah,
The reason being,
yeah, go ahead.
she hasn't said anything, so why get rid of her? Week 3. What do we know about her game so far, other than she's kind of there to prove herself a bit, and she's under the radar for what we've seen?
Yeah, I mean, if she's lucky, they're just gonna forget that she's there. So I know the producers have forgotten that she's there so far. But no, it'll be interesting to see how it's gonna play out. If it's because it's almost like a complete game reset, like it's a All Stars. It's like an All Stars Redux where they just booted 2 people out and said, "All right, now let's just redo it." And Survivor's really lucky that they lost a guy and a girl. Instead of like say 2 guys or 2 girls, because now all the tribes can be evened out, 3-3-3-3-3-3. So that they got kind of lucky with the way that fell, unless there's some conspiracy that maybe that's why Spencer didn't go. Is the producers are like, hey, no, let our Shireen, just do it, trust me. That's a little tinfoil hat going on, but
yeah, little aliens in your attic
yeah.
theory.
Yeah, for sure. But so yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they treat it like a normal tribe swap, where they kind of target some of the players who are the stronger players on the opposing tribes, or if they'll treat it as this is our new tribe, this is how we're going to be, and then treat it as if that's their new tribe and they have to keep it strong. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Dylan, who's your number 2?
My number 2 was you're gonna like this one. It's Varner, Jeff Varner. He rather is a survivor in the sense of we were just watching some Walking Dead, and he's someone who would survive no matter what. Like he's gonna find a way to stay in this game. So no matter what tribe he ends up on, he's gonna be a part of the majority. I feel, and I think I've liked what I've seen from him. I had him in the middle of the pack before the season, and then watching him play, I like it a lot. So yeah, he's a survivor. He's a gamer.
Absolutely. And yeah, my biggest fear with Varner is that he's getting such an awesome edit early on. My fear is that they're setting him up for this massive downfall. So that's my biggest fear, is that we lose him at like 4 or something, and he just has the greatest first 4 episodes in Survivor history and nothing past that. So I'm hoping not. I'm gonna stick with my winner pick, but man, he's playing so hard and so fast, it's making me nervous. All right. So Dylan, with that, we'll jump from your number 2 to your number 3. Who's your number 3 and the last member of your gamer tier?
The last member on gamer tier is Kelly Wentworth. She, we got a very interesting edit last week of Kelly. We're not exactly sure where she stands. Was she the last person told, or was she, always considered part of that group that kind of, orchestrated this Spencer Shireen blindside? And I like to believe it's the latter. I like to believe that she's flipping sides and blending in fairly well. And fitting in with her tribe mates. I think she can continue to do that, especially if she gets to realign with some of her old Sam Weindelser co-stars. And that idol definitely gives her a boost in my rankings, just because the idol is so powerful in case she's in danger.
All right. And then just a quick question to you guys. Have you guys seen anything on the way the tribes are going to fall through or fall out?
I have not.
Okay.
I looked at it, but I forgot because I did it when I was drunk once, and I know. I think I know that Spencer, and actually I don't remember anything now that I think about it.
Yeah, the only thing I saw was a picture that had 5 of the 6 members of the Takeo tribe. But that's it, and I'll keep that to myself. I don't want to put any spoilers out there. But I did see that. That's about all I've seen. So I know who most of one tribe is, and then outside of that, I know nothing. And it was in one of the Jeff Probst interviews that he did, and I wasn't expecting the picture to be there. So, oops.
I thought it was unfair for like us to kind of put that into our rankings, so I tried to leave whatever I could recall that out of my rankings here, and kind of like just give my opinion how they would fare in the swap. So I'm not jobbing you, Dylan, like Niko is with all those confessions.
Yeah, or like Ben.
Or like Ben.
What's Ben
All
doing?
right, so
He knew Venus went home first.
So did everyone.
Yeah, I did too.
All right, so back on topic. Dan, who's your number 3?
Number 3, Kelly Wentworth, same as Dylan. We didn't phone each other about this. No pre-gaming going on.
Believe it.
No, she's got an idol. I think she's in a decent spot where she seems semi-relatable to most of the people out there. She hasn't. She's done a good job of keeping relationships open, being strategical, but not seeming overly strategical like a Spencer or Shireen has been perceived. So I like her spot going into a swap, and I think we're going to see some more strong play from her, and maybe even strengthen her position after the swap here. I like her to maybe find better allies than she had before.
All right, and then with that, Dan, go ahead and jump into your number 4, and then I'll let Dylan get into his number 4 following you.
Number 4, I got Terry Dietz. I don't remember where I had him ranked last week, but this is a climb. And I like Terry going into a swap because I think a lot of people out there wouldn't mind the idea of having a Terry in their alliance, even if they're might not be sold with the idea of him as a person. So with Terry, you got someone who is willing, seems like he's improved his social game. If he becomes someone who is competent in those challenges, we haven't really seen enough of him yet in the challenges to know what he has. But I don't think anyone's going to target him after this swap. I think like the worst thing that could happen is maybe he's on the wrong side of the numbers, but I don't see him going home first after a swap here.
Excellent insight. Loved every bit of it.
Oh, I know you did.
Sorry for the quick dip out. I had a little bit of a spill that I had to take care of before it spread to my computer business and whatnot.
Cut him off! Cut him off!
It's water. H2O hammered. All right, so that was Terry Dietz, correct?
Yep.
All right. So number 4, Dylan, who you got at number 4?
Number 4 is the.
I call bullshit.
Okay. No, number 4 is the beginning of my next tier. It's called the started at the bottom and now we're here tier. And it's Terry. It's Terry Dietz.
Conspiracy.
Yeah. Terry, you know, was at the bottom. We had him. I think we both had him break pretty low last week. Found new life, created like a solid majority alliance, blindsided, you know, Spencer and Shireen, and I think he'll be another leader on one of these 3 tribes. Now that's gonna come out. So hopefully, the only downside he has is potentially being targeted for being a threat, you know, strong physical threat. So we'll see how that goes. But you know, I remember I do my rankings based on that old school mentality where you keep strength and vote out weak players. You know, at this point in the game. So.
All right, and then if you want, go ahead and jump into your number 5 as well.
Number 5 is Woo.
Woo!
You know, again, was ranked really low last week because of being the minority. But again, he's a strong player. He's a likable guy that I think won't be a target first vote. The downside for him isn't that he's. I don't think he'll be voted out for being a physical threat. Maybe, but he could also be like on the outside of an alliance just because he's not very strategic. So he's not gonna be. he's not going to probably be approaching people. Someone's going to need to approach him, and if they're not in his plan, he could get voted out.
Yes, he could. I think Wu is someone that's going to be. I think he's going to be someone that's going to be able to find himself in the majority on any side, because I don't think anyone's going to look at him as a big threat. And I think people look at him as loyal, and Wu's kind of one to swing with wherever the numbers are going to be in terms of a loyalty sense. So even if he ends up in a tribe with people that he's not necessarily aren't his people, like Terry and Kelly, I think he's going to find himself in a good spot, just out of a personality-wise. So Dan, who's your number 5? And I swear to God, if you say Wu, shut the shit down.
Number 5, I got Wu. No, I got Keith, a similar player, but kind of the same reasons you kind of just rattled off, Niko. I think Keith's someone you want in your numbers. After a swap, this is a good opportunity for someone to scoop him up. And also, I said that kind of like in my top 6, it's less strategic-minded players, I feel, or at least presenting themselves at this point. Maybe Tasha Fox being the exception, and Kelly Wentworth as well. But they're not like the overly take-charge alpha-type personalities that we tend to see dominate the time of camera and maybe dominate the game. So I think Keith's kind of in that sense, safe after a swap, and no one's coming after Keith. They're going to try to scoop him up for a vote and make a move.
All right, and then go ahead and get in your number 6.
Number 6, another kind of non-threatening player, Kimmy Kappenberg. Again, you're just scooping these people up. Why are you voting them out?
Maybe you're gonna need a pretty big scoop for Kimmy Kappenberg. So
all I'm saying is that 6 people, the game speeds up from where it was even at 10. So I don't think we're seeing strength-based votes. I don't think those are going to happen. I think we're playing second chances, and we're watching it happen. And I think people like Kimmy, Keith, who else did I say? Monica. These are votes to be had at this point after a swap. And it's dumb for other players like the Varners of the world, the Spencers of the world, even the Fishbacks after the swap, not to try to go after these guys, get them on their side. Why would these people be voted out? That's all I'm thinking.
All right, so you're saying they may not be the players that are going to be dictating the action, but they'll be the ones that the people who are dictating the action are going to use to dictate the action. Gotcha. Okay. And then Dylan, let's close out your started at the bottom now here tier. Here tier. Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do number 6.
Yeah, number 6. So, along with Wu and Terry, you have the other underdog, Kelly Wigglesworth. She was in a bad spot last week, came out of it. She's similar to Tasha. I think she's a very strong female competitor, and not very strategic. Kind of aloof. So I think she could float by this vote at this tribe swap. I think she'll be an asset to a team, a tribe.
All right, and then let's jump into your next tier.
Yeah, my next tier, start with number 7. It's called the B2 Bomber tier, a.k.a. Under the Radar. It's PG. PG. She has a great relationship with Varner. Or maybe not great, but she has enough of a relationship where I think I group them together. So in my mind, they're a pair. So if he ends up with Varner, I think she's in a good spot. She has pretty good bonds with her tribe. I feel just from the episode, mutual venting over Abby and then reconciliation over Shireen and Spencer, the vote off. So, and I like PG. I think she's not gonna go out down without a fight, and I don't think she'll be blindsided. So I think she's gonna fight to stay, even if a target gets pointed at her.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was the same thing that kind of she played a little bit in China. She didn't really get blindsided. She was kind of the last of her kind. The last of the, what was it? Not the Fei Long, but the.
No, they were. I thought they were Fei Long.
Was it Fei Long? The red wasn't. I don't remember now. It's been forever since I watched China.
Fei Long and Zhang.
Zhang Hu. Zhang Hu.
Yeah.
Are they Zhang Yu? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that could have been the merge. I don't remember. I can't remember. It's been so long since I watched China. Um, Either way, let us jump into Dan. Dan, let's hear who you've got at numero 7.
I got your home slice, Jay Dizzle, Jeff Varner, representing out there right now for all the OGs. West Coast. I don't know what coast he's from, but he's repping something.
East Coast.
And the East Coast. He's repping the East Coast. All the other great East Coast players before him must be loving him.
He's like from Tennessee though. Like he's not exactly East Coast. He's like Tennessee Coast.
Yeah, I don't know enough about the American geography or care to get into labeling him a coast. I just love the guy so far. But you know, Varner is going to have to play after the swap here. I think he still needs to not ingratiate, but work these relationships. He's doing a great job so far. Keep doing it in the swap. I think he does run the risk of maybe if the swap doesn't go, he gets a bad hand here, he could get fucked. But I don't really think it's going to take a lot to happen for him to get totally handcuffed into going out here even remotely close. I think he's still pretty good, and he's going to be one of the guys that can scoop up some of the previously mentioned players I have. I think he's going to try to maybe get one or two more people he hasn't had a chance to connect with yet on his side, and try to even strengthen his position even more in this game.
All right, and then who do you like at number 8?
Number 8, I got Joe.
All right.
I think Joe's one of the safer alpha males going into a swap because he has one of the more laid-back personalities. I don't think he's going to want to take that. Well, I think he would love to have charge of the vote, but he doesn't have that alpha male-like personality where he's really taking it by the horns like a savage. I think in the no-color tribe last season, Zhen was more of the general controlling type personality, in my opinion, and Joe was somewhat more easygoing, able to roll with the punches a little bit, and I think that will help him in the swap. And it doesn't hurt that he could be good to keep around, especially in a 6-player format where a big guy like him can make a difference in a 6-on-6-on-5 challenge down the line.
All right. So Dylan, let's jump back over to you, and let's close out your B2 bomber tier with your 7 and 8, or your 8 and 9.
At 7, I have Keith. Kind of what Dan was saying earlier. He's a number. He's not a strategic threat. He's a loyal. I would say he's a pretty loyal guy. Has connections with a lot of players. Not terrible in challenges. He's probably that middle of the road player, which is where I kind of have him, right ahead of the middle of the road. And at 9, sorry, yes. I have Monica. Don't see her being a threat. Like Dan said, she's a number. The only reason I don't have her higher is she is somewhat of a small player, like physically small. So a tribe might vote her out for that, but I don't think they can vote her out after giving her like no airtime, like first 2 episodes.
Well, that's a perfect way to get rid of her.
Oh, that'd be horrible. But yeah, so I had Monica at 9.
Yeah, I think when Monica goes, everyone's gonna know because she'll just get like 8 confessionals, and or she'll get 2. She'll get 2 confessionals.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh crap! Look at all these confessionals we're getting from Monica. She's going home. It'll be like so obvious because they'll show her on screen. We're like, oh crap! Monica's going home. They showed her.
Then I stopped watching Survivor. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't believe you. All right, Dan, let's get your 9 and your 10.
At 9, I got Spencer. The swap is salvation for our boy Spencer here and on my fantasy team. That's awesome. I'll take Spencer getting to the swap. I think he's going to be one of these players trying to he knows he wasn't in a good spot, so he's got to try to strengthen his position in this game. And this is kind of like a coin flip for a lot of these people. They don't know the swap is coming in the game. We know it as a viewer, and now we're as rankings kind of like trying to think like, well, what's the best and worst case scenarios for these guys. And that would be really scary if you're a player, just having your fate kind of up in the air like that. And I think Spencer has a 50-50 shot of getting on into the numbers here and into a position of control. Depending on how it shakes out, I don't really favor him that much. I think it's going to take a little bit of work still, and it all depends if he can get some like-minded players. Maybe get away from some old school players. I don't think Savage serves him well on his tribe. I don't know if Jeremy serves him well. I don't even know if Tasha Fox serves him well, even though they previously played together. I don't know. I think like at this point, Tasha might see Spencer as more of a threat, someone she could throw under the bus now that we're at a swap. So Spencer, I think he's a stronger player. He does know he's playing hard. I think he's playing one of the hardest games so far we've seen. So I think I like his chances to stay around, but he's not out of the woods quite yet.
All right, and then who is your number 10? Yeah, I had to count it out in my head.
Wigglesworth. I think she got her legs under her a bit last episode. Going into the swap, I don't think she's the biggest threat again. Someone who could be seen as a number, and depending on who she matches up with, I think you'll be seeing some people who want to see her on their tribe and want to work with her. The only thing I could see is Kelly Wigglesworth is prone to putting herself in hero moments, it seems. You saw it in season 1 when she got her ass kicked by Jervis in the rowing competition. You saw it a little bit with the swimming, and then with the pole in episode 1. Kelly Wigglesworth is like Reggie Miller versus Nick. She craves these huge moments. I don't know what it is she wants. It seems like she likes it, but she hasn't proven herself to be very good in those situations. So you worry that she could put herself in a spot in one of these challenges and maybe make herself a target by blowing something for either her tribe in a challenge, or maybe even we see her verbally doing it by fucking up an alliance plan or something.
Yeah, we'll see. It'll be interesting. Kelly's someone I still really don't have much of a read on after the first couple episodes. She's gotten some airtime, but she got into a good place by the end of the last episode. But it really wasn't anything that she did. It was more of a Varner and a Terry thing than a Kelly thing. She just happened to end up on the right side in that second episode. So it would be interesting to see what happens if she gets stuck on a tribe with just like a bunch of new school players that she has no relationships with whatsoever, and how she responds to that, and will she be able to make relationships and alliances, or is she just going to end up falling out? Dylan, let's jump into your next tier and your number 10 and 11.
My next tier is called the Too Bro to Function tier. The Too Bro to Function. And the first person in that tier is going to be Jeremy. I guess you can kind of guess who's all in this tier, but Jeremy's the head of it. I think Jeremy, of the 3 I have in this tier, is unlikely to go before the other 2, just because I think he has a lot of connections. I think he knows how to play. I don't want to reveal who the other 2 are, but I think he has a better chance of this type of player going farther because he knows how to read people better, I think. And he's an emotional player, but I think he's doing better at checking his emotions and keeping them internal and playing strategic this time around. And so I think whatever tribe he gets on, I think he'll be seen as an asset, and we'll get blindsided. Now, there is that off chance that they play hard and take him out, but I don't see it. I don't see that coming this week.
All right, who's your 11?
Is Joe. Similar to Jeremy, he is very valued. He usually is a very valued tribe member, but it can cause he seems to cause jealousy among people, or at least people might feel bad about themselves or something. I don't know. I can just see him getting voted off just because it's Joe, Survivor God, the second coming of Ozzy, the third coming of Malcolm, or whatever you want to call it. I got that backwards, but anyways, I can just see him getting voted off because of that reason. Being a target right off the bat, and someone a young, strong, all-around player that you want to vote off right away. So.
All right, and then Dan, let's step back right over to you. Let's get your 11 and 12.
I got Woo.
Woo!
Number 11. He's one of those pieces on the board now, but someone who might have some past troubles a little bit. Spencer didn't really trust him that much. I don't think Spencer's going to be willing to work with him after a swap, or maybe this is the perfect opportunity for those two to kind of connect if they're lone KO members. But Woo's, I think Woo could be targeted if he's kind of wishy-washy, if he's kind of like in a swing position in between a couple sides, and they just decide, hey, let's dolly Woo right now, or blind deaf Christie Woo right now. You know, like let's just get rid of this guy. It wouldn't be a bad move. I don't like Woo's a number, but you have to cut him at some point, so he could be cut at the swap. But I think he's just scooped up into someone else's plans and is used. If they don't win it, if he doesn't win a challenge, is used to take a shot at someone else.
All right, freezing up a little bit.
Oh, am I?
Yeah, at least in my feed, you're kind of freezing up and you're cutting in and out with your vocals. I don't know if it's Dylan too. I don't know if Dylan can hear it. Is he coming in clear on you, Dylan? You're on mute. I can't hear you.
I haven't noticed anything off. I've been hearing it fine.
All right, maybe it's just doing it a little bit on my feed.
Okay.
It was only on that one spot though. So let's jump into your number 12.
Number 12, I got Savage. Oh yeah. I got Andrew Savage. I think after a swap, if he sees Steven and some people Steven can work with, he's fucked. If he sees his bros, like Joe, Jeremy, if he sees someone like even a Terry he could bro down with, just some people, you know, he could kick back, maybe make a puka shell necklace with, talk about what it's like to shop at Abercrombie. I don't know. What does there to say about it? I hate Andrew Savage so far.
Talk about his stack of Playboys on his work desk.
He's ripping on my boy. I don't know. Here, I just find him so fake. I don't know. If I was out there with a guy, I was just like, oh my god, who buys this shit in real life? But I don't know. People think he's sincere, and I guess that's working for him so far. I hate to hate on him. He does have a little bit of game, more game than I thought he did. So yeah, I don't want to spend too much time talking about Andrew Savage. He's probably one of those people. He needs the cards to go in his way.
Yeah, who wants to talk about Andrew Savage? Dylan, who's your number 12?
Oh, interesting. It's also Andrew Savage.
Let's
Oh,
talk
that's why
about
you were
him.
making faces. Okay.
He rounds out the two bro to function tier. I have him as the lowest in that tier, because he'll likely be a leadership figure on this new tribe. And if there's more than one leader figure, I think they could clash. If it's like maybe, you know, a Varner or maybe even a Terry, I see those two kind of actually sticking together. But someone else who takes a large role, I can see him clashing again. I know I predicted that with Jeremy. It didn't happen, but we'll have to see the games. The game's 9 days, or it'll be 8 days or 6 days in, 7 days in when the swap happens. So we'll have to see. And also, you know, he plays he plays kind of emotionally, and he likes to have control. If he doesn't have control, I can see him like kind of like start to lose his shit out there and cause problems. So especially like I think maybe it's the female players, like maybe a strong personality like PG or Abby. Yeah. So like we'll have to see. I got interrupted apparently by someone on
Yeah,
someone
sorry.
behind. I just loved your reaction. You're like, what are you doing? Yeah. No. Savage can be a great leader though if he doesn't get voted off. So we'll have to see what happens. That's why he's not in my bottom 6. Cause I think I do value his physical strength and his leadership capabilities.
and his epic jawline.
Yes, he is chiseled.
He is chiseled indeed. So Dylan, let's jump into your next tier.
Yeah, it's called Flavor of the Week tier, and week is spelled W-E-A-K. So basically, it's the weak players, players who might get voted off for being weak, or in some cases loud or bitchy or whatever. Sorry, not to be misogynistic or sexist, but they are all women in this tier. So first one is Sierra.
You couldn't call the easy on the eyes tier, or
Now with one person in it, she negates it. And,
Oh, good lord.
no, I was just trying to be sexist too. So there you go.
Oh.
Yeah, let's put those vibes out there. That'll be good for ratings.
Yeah. It's Sierra, just because I don't know what to think of Sierra right now. I think she's not a player I think will be able to. She has self-preservation in mind, which is good. She knows how to preserve herself in the game. So again, if she does get targeted, she could work her way out of it. I think I think she can be good in any situation she gets plopped into. So no matter what the tribes are like, but she could still be targeted if that tribe ends up being like super stacked and for some reason loses an immunity challenge. She could be the one that goes home just because of being weak or not fitting in. If she's the only girl in an all-guy tribe. So that's why I have Sierra in that spot.
All right, Dan, we are at number 13.
Yeah.
So yes, 13, Dan. Who's
Okay,
your 13?
Number 13, I got Abby Maria. Her swap prospects, I don't know how they're gonna look. She's got enemies on both sides. Got a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
But she's got enemies I think on both tribes on her side, and I think there's people on the other side that probably wouldn't want to see her. So it all depends if she gets put on someone like Terry stays with her, someone like a Varner. Varner seems to be turned on by her, so she should be fine with him. So I don't know. Abby Marie is kind of one of those hit or miss players after a swap. Things go her way, she could be set up for a long run. Could win some challenges in these. If you're in a 6 versus 6 versus 6 format, if you get on one of the good 6-person tribes and you can maybe win out till that next swap, that's a big chunk of the game gone by. And if she can find herself in that situation, I won't talk about her for a while. But I don't know. She's too much of a loose cannon at times to totally write her off quite as safe yet.
Yeah, I mean, and that's how she kind of got through Philippines. She ended up on the which tribe was that? Was it the Tandang tribe?
The Yellow Tribe, as I like to call it.
Yeah, I believe it was the Tandang. I know it wasn't Calabar because that was Penner's tribe.
I just call it by the color, whatever color it is.
But Abby's tribe didn't lose a single challenge till the merge in the 3-tribe format, and then when they merged or when they did the tribe swap and dissolved Malcolm and Denise and split them between the two, the tribe continued to win, and so she kind of got a free ride to the merge, and then she wasn't a threat anymore. And she ended up going all the way down to 5. So I mean, I think you're right. I think Abby could, if she finds herself on a tribe with like, say, Jeremy, Savage, and Spencer as the guys on her tribe, and then end up with like someone like Tasha on her tribe too. I mean, that tribe may never lose before another potential tribe swap or dissolve. So no, I agree. I think Abby could be in a good spot if she gets on the right tribe. All right, so that was your number 13?
Yep.
All right, so let's get your 14 as well.
14, I got our boy Fishbach. He's still not out of the woods yet either. I got him ranked probably maybe a little higher than Dylan has, or maybe has him 14. So I don't know. He needs to get swapped. I think he's got like an 80-20 shot here. I think he needs to see more KO members than people from his own tribe. And he's one of those people who's he's looking for greener pastures here. And I think if he senses an opportunity, he's going to jump on it. I think he's kind of playing the game hard as well. So I like his chances. to kind of kick around after the swap, but he's still not totally safe yet.
All right, and then Dylan, let's hop right on back over to you, and let's get the last two in your flavor of the week tier.
Well, coincidentally, Dan, I actually have Abby at 14.
Uh,
Yeah, I have Maria. Same reasons. You can't put too much stake in a firecracker like her. Like it's too volatile to really, hedge your bets on. So, who knows what's gonna happen? No matter what tribe she's on, she'll probably have a problem with at least one of them. You get in a huge fight, and it's like, who do we vote out? Abby or the person she was yelling at? Blah blah blah. So, yeah, that's why Abby's there. And then we got 15. The end of my flavor of the week is Kimmy Kattenberg. I'm not sold on Kimmy yet. Like I've seen nothing from her to make me think that she's a gamer, that she's good. Like she's. I mean, the fact that she is old, right? She is. I mean, however old she is, she's like 37 or whatever. She is old. Yeah, she's old for the game of Survivor, and being an older female player, they don't usually last too long in this game. I'm just saying. So to put an older female player at near the top power ranking, I think is a poor choice. So she will always be low on my rankings.
you're being mean. He's like 39. You're calling her an old woman.
She's 42.
42.
I gave her 5 less years. So
she will always be at the bottom of my rankings.
Yeah, she will. Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, unless I see something special from her, like starting to Godfather people out, like Jeff Varner style, I'm not gonna put her up high. So yeah, she'll. And we'll see. And this is like pre-merge, so I guess like post-merge, it could change. Because she gets a boost for being a weak player post-merge, so we'll see.
Did like Kimmy Kappenberg date your dad, Dylan, and he have a bad night or something? Like you seem to have a grudge against her.
I don't like. I would have rather have not seen her make the cast even.
I think Dylan's just very pro KFC.
Yeah.
And Kimmy is not. I think this is where a collision lies. All right, so Dan, let's jump into your. Oh, good lord, can't even count
15.
anymore. 15 and 16.
All right, number 15, we got Cass. I think pre-game perceptions come back into play a little bit after the swap here, especially with the people she hasn't had a chance to really build relationships with yet, and we don't really have a sense of what she's done on that other tribe. You got 2 episodes, and you've seen her talk about changing, and it seems like she has the idea, but you got to see it in practice first. So I think she still has to do what she's doing. She could be an easy vote for a couple of reasons. She's weaker. She's got that perception of a chaotic player, a wild card, so those are going against her. But if the swap's in her favor, she's also someone who could maybe look to strengthen her spot in this game here, and she's not gonna just rest. I think she's here to play, and we just haven't seen her get a chance to do it yet. So let's see what happens after the swap for her. And at 16, is it?
Yeah.
16. I got PG. I think PG's kind of in a similar spot. I think she's shown an okay game, but I don't know how well she was trusted by those Takeo members. I think the vote could have been easily, like, she could have been someone the vote could have turned on if some people decided it could go that way. So I don't know how well she's going to connect with the Bayon members. She's got this little grudge with Abby Maria. I think PG still needs to keep working what she's been doing as well. And I think that's where we get like these pre-game perceptions kind of affecting you after the swap. You have to work to fix it a little. So we'll see. I think 2 players, Cass and PG, who aren't totally out of the woods. I keep saying that, but yeah, they're not out of it yet.
They ain't finished playing just yet.
Yeah, I love that.
All right, so Dylan, I'm gonna have you give me the entirety of your bottom 3 tier.
My bottom 3 tier is very simply titled the "You're Basically Fucked" tier. So it's basically the people that, and maybe it's a little harsh for that to say that, but no, yeah, my bottom tier is called that. So first it's Spencer. I'm a little less high on Spencer than Dan is. I don't know if he can shake the reputation he gained in the first 6 days of the game from his previous KO members, especially if they have some sort of relationship from the other tribe and they end up together on this new tribe, one of the new tribes. I think they might just, hey, let's get rid of Spencer. He's playing super hard. He's a threat. He's okay in challenges, but like I think it's better if we cut him now before he cuts our throats later. Above him or below him rather, I have Steven. Again, first 6 days perception is horrible on his original tribe, so he'll have an upward battle even with his own tribe on a tribe swap. So it'll be difficult for him to overcome that, I think. Especially when everyone's looking for someone to vote out, everyone can be just like, well, Spencer or Steven's kind of a outcast. Let's just vote him out right away. And lastly, my lowest ranked person is by process of elimination, and because she's crazy as hell, it's Crazy Cass. It's no longer Chaos Cass. It's now Crazy Cass. Yeah, that reputation, new game or game change switches over. Last tribe swap that Cass was in, she flipped on her old tribe. I think people might be wary of her flipping again. So I don't think she'll have too much loyalty from the old members of her tribe, from the Bayon members. So I can see her, getting voted out if they lose. She's not very strong. She's a abrasive personality. Not loyal. That will be held against her, I think.
All right. Dan, who's your bottom two?
All right. At 17, I got Sierra Easton.
Right.
Dylan seems to be thinking that past relationships are going to play a bigger role than I think. I kind of see more of, not a total game reset happening, but something similar. I think people are going to get to play with people they hadn't had a chance to. You don't know what kind of pre-gaming went on as well, and I know we don't want to talk about that having like a huge impact on a season, but like the relationships are there, they exist. So I think like this is sort of a fresh opportunity depending on who you end up with. So I think it all depends on like how the deck shakes out. So I got Sierra here. I think she still has that not untrustworthy label, but someone who might make a move on you down the road. She's also a little weaker, so that hurts her in a six-person format where you could get rid of a strategic-minded, weaker player. So for that reason, I don't think she's set up that well after a swap, seeing that we haven't really seen how many connections she has on that other tribe. On her own tribe. So I think she's still, like, we don't know enough about her, and from the pregame stuff that we heard of people's perceptions and stuff of her, I think, like, she could be a target after the swap here.
All right, and then last one?
Last one, well, Ben's going to hate me because I kind of swung for the fences with this one, and I got Jeremy. I think Jeremy is a prime scalp to take after a swap, and I don't know if it was, like, maybe I kind of get a little editing vibe or something. Like, I wanted to take a shot here at a swap because you don't really know what's going to happen. So I want to put someone like Jeremy, and I don't know. He seems set up okay. We see him run the beach a little bit in the first episode. We saw his kind of relationship with Savage in the second, how he's here for his kid, or Val and his unborn daughter or son. So, he's got that heart-touching story, but game-wise, after a swap, he's a big physical threat. He's going to try to probably regain his numbers or scramble a little bit to do so. So I think he'll show his cards again after the swap. I'm not sure. Say he does get separated from his bromances, he's got to find a way to put more people in front of him. So that's what I worry about. Can he do that?
All right. So those are the power rankings. We got Dan. Dan's predicting a Jeremy boot, and Dylan has Cass in the last spot. Overall, I think outside of the Jeremy big surpriser, I think those are some pretty solid rankings. I'm not going to shoot anything down because we never know what's going to happen. I just wanted to quickly touch on something that I kind of talked about in the episode 1 recap. and that was when we were talking about the opening sequence, and they gave players the confessionals. 12 out of the 20 players got confessionals, and I posed the question: does this mean that the 8 players who did not get a confessional in that opening montage are out of the running for the game? And I believe I got a resounding no. However, now I'm going back to that list of 8 players. Monica, Wu, Steven, PG, Keith, Terry, and then Vetus and Shireen. The first 2 people voted out did not get a confessional in that opening montage to start the premiere episode. So I pose to you again, that 6 of Monica, Wu, Steven, PG, Keith, and Terry, is it fair to say that we can pretty much cut those 6 players out of winner's consideration?
No.
I don't know. That's a tough question. I told you in a previous podcast I do medallion hunting based off a series of clues, and I always try not to read too much into the clues. I try not to think too crazily about it, because you can think a lot of things by looking at every little detail. I don't know. It's a good point to make. Like, why would you always want to have that, like, what they said at the beginning of the game and then they're at the end of the game and kind of compare that. But I think it's really dumb that they would, if that is the case, that they would not give everyone a confessional. So I don't know. I want to believe no, but I'm on the fence.
I mean, my thought is that they know who the winner of the season is. Why wouldn't they put the person who won the season in that opening montage and give them a confessional? That's my thought. So my thought is,
they know we look for it. They know we're looking for the opening $1 million quote. And that's the viewers are so trained at this point that's what we're looking for. We're so trained for the winner's edit. Like, all we're looking for in the first 12 confessionals is thinking about is, oh man, can I see that played at the finale when this person's winning $1 million? Like, I think that they could throw us off now and then by maybe having Stephen Fishback win the season. That's what I'm hoping for.
Because all players got a confessional, and every single confessional they had in the episode talked about a second chance, probably. At least mentioned it once. So,
except for Monica's.
Oh, God. Why? No, but I wouldn't count it out. I think everyone's still eligible.
I don't know. I'm calling it. I'm going to call it and say that I'm saying that Monica, Wu, Steven, PG, Keith, Terry, you're done. You're done. You're out.
They're all on your fantasy. That's
you ain't got a shot.
That's your whole fantasy team.
Au revoir. Bye-bye. See you later. No, it's not my whole fantasy team. I only have Shireen and Keith.
I have 2 of them. I have 3
you have Monica and Wu, and you had Vetus.
Shit.
I think Dan had PG and Fishy, and then Ben only has Terry, and then I had Shireen and Keith. So Ben only has 1. And Terry was his last pick by default. So I don't know. We'll see. That's my prediction. I think I'm going to call it and say that those 6 aren't winning it. I mean, granted, did anyone think that Wu was going to win, or that Keith was going to win, or that Terry was going to win? Not really. But I don't know. We'll see.
I did.
We'll see. That's my prediction. I called it after the first episode. I'm sticking with it after 2 of those 8 people have been voted out. So if on Thursday we come in here and one of the 6 are voting off, I'll be tooting some horns.
Hey, do you have any comments?
Oh, I doubt it. No one likes us. I don't even know if we had any viewers outside of myself streaming it in the background.
Don't sell us short. We have at least probably like 5 Filipino dudes that tune us in on a regular basis. So. In
midst of their orgy, their Filipino dude orgies. No questions.
Oh wait.
No comments.
So if it's if it's 5 different Filipino orgies, that's like 25 guys.
Well, I figured it was just all 5 of the
Yeah.
guys having a self orgy watching
That's
on
only
their
one
phones
view.
separately.
That's only one view. Oh,
Not if they
so
all
they're
watch on their own separate screens.
This is a new low for us.
Oh boy. So hey guys, coming up on Thursday, we're gonna have a recap podcast, recapping the tribe expansion, the swap, the episode 3. At the end, we do. I mean, at least right now, we do not have a special guest lined up. If that changes, it will be a surprise. So stay tuned for that. And then also, you can follow us on the Twitter machine. You can do so at Island Talk WNH. If you want to follow Dan at DanBall44. You can follow Dylan at dwalls09. See it up here on the screen. You can follow me at the Wisdom Pickle, and maybe one day I will eventually explain that. And if you have any questions, comments, you want to jump on us about being sexist and misogynist, feel free to leave those comments in the section below. Make sure you completely dump them all directly on Dylan.
Hey, to be fair, I gave Kimmy Camberg 5 extra years, so there you go.
Yeah, you did. All right, so with that, we're gonna wrap it up here. So join us on Thursday at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, as we recap episode 3. So everyone who joined us tonight, me, myself, and Dan and Dylan, thanks, and have a good couple of days. Enjoy Survivor tomorrow night, and we will hopefully see you all on Thursday. See you later, everybody.
Oh, wow.
Deuces.
See you guys.